Hi guys, this is another edition of NJS4E Uncut. This is your boy JOe for NJSForever.com. Today we're in Akasaka in Tokyo in Japan. Today we will be interviewing Angela Johnson. She's huge on the indie soul scene. She has been likened to a female version of Quincy Jones. Now if that isn't a great place to start, I really don't know what is. So let's go and meet the First Lady of Soul in person. See you in a bit, bye. So this is where we are, just about to interview Angela Johnson. I think she's in the lobby right now. Hotel Cora. Okay. I think that's her. Hey Angela, how are you doing?
Good, how are you, AJ?
Finally made it.
Yes, it's good, very good.
It's a nice hotel.
Very nice.
I think it's, I was looking at the sign, it said, I think one of the leading hotels of the world. It's very difficult to get into that group. So, how are you finding Tokyo?
I love it here. This is my second visit.
Okay.
Last time I was here in May of 2008, and I had a wonderful time. I played at the Cotton Club, and that was about for 3 nights, 2 shows a night. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it, but I always enjoy coming to Japan. And
you're currently touring with Tortured Soul?
Yes, old friends of mine. We've toured together as, Cooley's Hotbox, and now they're Tortured Soul doing their own thing. And it's just been a reunion for me, and I'm sure for Christian as well.
Okay, so you were with Christian in Cooley's Hotbox?
Yes, that's right.
And how long were you with Cooley's Hotbox, and why did you break up, and what happened there?
Well, I mean, we've been together for about 10 years, maybe a little bit over than that. We have been doing so much work together. It hasn't really been an official breakup. It's just that we took some time off to do our own projects.
Okay.
I'm involved in a lot of other artists as well as a songwriter and a producer, and I really wanted to embrace that part of me as well as just being a part of a band. But it's been good for us. We both grew on both sides on it.
He's a very good singer too.
Yes.
I was lucky enough to see you guys a couple of nights ago do your thing.
Yes, I had a ball.
Very cool show.
Thank you.
And you mentioned writing and producing. You've been likened to Quincy Jones. That's a statement and a half.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a pretty cool thing for anybody to say.
I mean, whenever someone says that, I'm pretty much blown away. I feel that I have a lot of homework, and I'm still learning how to really become the fullest producer in that sense. And I'm just, happy to be able to represent the females that are in this business that are not just behind the mic, but also, behind the scenes, behind the board.
Is that hard work? I mean, being female and trying to, I think. Do you think it's a man's world, or is it changing? As do you think?
It's still a man's world.
It's still a man's.
I don't think that's going to change, but I do feel that we have a lot to say and we have a lot to bring to this business of music, and it's just a different perspective, and that's really what I'm trying to bring.
And as a passionate music lover, does the current state of R&B and pop music frustrate you?
A bit. I mean, well, maybe I would say a little bit more than a bit. It's just frustrating that, people aren't really taking chances, trying to... Well, I'm more frustrated with radio because you only get a certain kind of song that's played on radio, especially in the United States. You have only 4 radio stations that plays a typical kind of R&B music when there's such a wide range of great vocalists as well as musicians and music altogether.
Yeah.
And if the world can have a taste of everything, then everybody can choose what they want. I think our music can just continue to grow, but we're stagnant just listening to one type of music on the radio, and that goes for all genres of music. I do believe.
And do you find that there's any particular markets in the world that aren't sticking to that format, or is it the whole world? Is it like that everywhere?
I think, I haven't been around the entire world, but from, the places that I've been to, I do see that, yes.
Yeah.
And that you have a certain look, they have a template for what is to be played on radio and on videos. And, the world is such a bigger place, and there are so many people into different types of things, and I think that if it's played on the radio, younger generations can be exposed to this, and that's really what's important. That's what's going to help us grow as a music industry.
And who are your favorite fans? Whereabouts?
My favorite fans.
From whereabouts in the world? Where are the coolest
that's
fans?
Tough. You're going to put me on the spot here.
Yeah. It's on camera, so you can't get away from it.
Well, you know what? I've been getting so much love, from Japan as well as the UK. It's been immense every time that we visit these places, that we are just embraced to the fullest, and I'm very thankful for that. But the United States back at home, they're giving us love too. It's a little bit slower, but we are appreciative of that.
And do you find is it harder to break as an artist? So if you were to give advice to an up-and-coming artist, is it harder to break it with an independent label as opposed to the majors? Because the music industry has obviously changed a lot over the last few years.
It has. I do believe that it's become more of an even playing between the majors and the independent. The independent is definitely doing something and changing up things in the business. We have a lot more control as independent artists, and I do feel you have to put a lot of work into it. This is probably money coming out of your own pockets if you have your own label, but also you have to do a lot of promotion, not more than the majors, but it's a lot of groundwork. And in the majors, you have people in different departments to take care of that for you. This, could be in the independent, but I do believe that you have so much more control as an independent artist and independent label, that you can really control the way that you want to be promoted, down to what you're trying to represent of yourself, rather than trying to do what the third man is trying to tell you what to do.
Right.
And that's very difficult for me.
Right, because I heard this. I actually read this interview with Elton John, and he was saying in the interview that people don't like his music anymore. People aren't fans of his music. But the interviewer then came back and said, I don't think it's that people don't like your music anymore, but the format of things is different now.
Yes.
But if you want to promote your music, you have to go out and do it yourself.
Absolutely. And I think a great example of that is Prince. He doesn't have to do that, but he does.
And he does it well.
And he does it very well. He's a genius of that.
You've worked with the likes of Rashaan Patterson, Mike, Eric Roberson. Who's been your favorite collaboration?
Oh my goodness. I can't really say a favorite, because there's different elements of the process that we've gone through with each individual. It was really fun to work with Rashaan. I've never met him prior to that, and just to see him on TV and then in my studio a few years later on, that really blew me away right then and there. But he was really fun to work with.
And we mentioned Eric Roberson. He's the quintessential independent artist. He's got that stuff down.
Absolutely.
And he does it very well. How was that collaboration?
It was really cool. Because of his hectic schedule, everybody knows that. It was just almost impossible to get him in the studio. But when we did, things just went brilliantly. He's known for coming up with things on the spot, and he can just brainstorm and just pop it out like that. But that's pretty much what he did in the studio.
Yeah.
I had a track for him. He had it for a while, but when he came into the studio, he had nothing written down, just a melody in his head and just some ideas, and he kind of put them together. And I just watched it all happen right in front of my eyes.